Live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Candace gives us a little. Good morning and welcome. My name is Carrie.
I'm Janine.
And we are the Idea Ladies live here on Facebook at the Passionate Home in Langley. Candace is here behind the camera as always. If you're there, please say good morning. We are so excited to have you because we have a very special guest. My dear friend Teresa is here with us today, and we'll kind of explain why she's here. Awesome. Today, for the next 20 minutes, we're going to talk about using chalk paint on how to paint metal or brass or whatever, right? And Teresa is a designer. I'm going to let her introduce herself. And she called me the other day and said, hey, I've got these metal lights, and I want them to look like something else. So I said, oh, guess what we're talking about on Friday? Would you please come and be our guest? So let me introduce Teresa.
Hey, well, I'm excited to be here. I am a wife, a mother, a passionate home lover, and a chalk paint user. But in my regular life, I am a contractor, and I own a company called Rethink Homes. And what we do is we help people reimagine their spaces and love where they live. And so,
can you come over?
Yes. So we love to do kitchens and baths and just reimagine a whole space. So about 2 months ago, Carrie did say this. You had a client that came in here and needed just that. And so you put that client in touch with me.
Yes.
And I just had a delight working with her. It's
awesome.
been wonderful. But these beauties were in her kitchen. And she actually had purchased them at the Passionate Home. And one of the things I love to do is help people repurpose what they already have.
That's
and so we're
awesome.
going to put this back in her newly renovated house. And because the Passionate Home is really important to her too, I wanted to have these as a piece of that
to keep them.
in the project. So I want to reimagine them and make them amazing.
Well, tell us why they're in two pieces.
Okay, so
what happened here?
So the scale was a little bit off.
Yeah.
That space.
Okay.
So I actually went to a friend of mine who is a car expert extraordinaire. His name's Carl, and Carl cut the bottom of these pieces off for me because originally it was kind of like that.
Right.
So he cut them down so that the scale is right, because otherwise they were overpowering the space. And also I want them to be black, and so I didn't want them to be that big and empowering.
What a great way to recycle.
It's amazing.
Right? Just to use what you already have. I would have never thought to cut the metal.
Right? Rethink, repurpose, all the things.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And also, you know what? My client bought these at the Passionate Home.
Right.
And it was the one thing in her house she was really excited about and still loved. So
I love them.
We're gonna bring them back to life.
Yay. That'd be fun.
So help me.
So I always get that help call. Actually, Teresa is the one who painted. If you follow along, we did a post last week on painting the bathroom floor that you did for a client. That looks amazing with the anti-slung chalk paint. So maybe another time we'll have to talk about that because
I'd love to, because that is probably one of our most talked about things on Instagram. People love it when I show them that picture and how we reimagine that floor.
I just want to say that I was on the phone with her the whole time telling her how to do it. So we're only here for about 20 minutes. So you brought us an inspiration photo for these lights.
That's right.
And we're not really sure how to get to that point yet, but we're going to do it today.
Yes.
And we will film this, and so that you can see the before, during, and after. But what we are going to do today is what?
We're going to paint some brass.
Yeah.
So, we have a few pieces here that we've done already. So these candlesticks were metal. I don't think they were brass. They were already painted a blue color. So I like to paint everything white, as you know. So I usually do country gray first because, as you know, pure white doesn't have any pigment. So it takes a few more coats to cover. But when you put a beautiful coat of country gray underneath, right, you barely need any paint. So that is what it would look like with the country gray. And then you just quickly dry brush with some texture over top, and it gives you this beautiful look. And I like the two tones.
I was just going to say, I love that. And that's kind of what you're wanting for those lights, but with the copper and black, right?
Yeah.
To have that kind of little look. So let's actually see how you're going to do it, because we're going to have to practice to get Teresa's just the way she wants them.
I don't know if I have the right.
Do I have to move this so people can see? Do we have anyone with us this morning, Candace? Awesome. Has anybody painted metal before? Let us know what you did and the success of that.
So first you really want to clean this piece. I don't actually think we did, but that's okay.
I washed it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I am kind of stippling to get some texture in here. Like my paint is not really thick today.
Do you see this, Teresa?
I
This
think
is,
I
I think, what we
I do
want to
think
do
I
for
want
you.
this.
Yeah.
You do want texture?
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Okay, good.
Now
Mike says he's painted metal. Thanks, Mike.
Oh, has he?
Beverly says
But-
good morning.
Good morning.
As you can see, like this is covering really well. Let's just try some white.
Oh.
See what happens.
Would you wait till it's dry?
I would,
or-
yeah, but I'm just going to do it in a different spot and see how we're covering. Like, I think once it's dry, you'll notice that this is going to go a little bit more
Translucent?
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
translucent, but it's not quite the right word. You can definitely see the brass through more. So that's why it's really important to do like maybe the country gray first, and then you get your texture look. And
I also like how you're stippling to give that texture
Right.
versus swiping, where then it looks like you kind of half painted something,
right?
right?
Yeah, if you swipe, well, I got a lot of paint on here, but you can start.
It's a
to
different look
see
totally.
It's different.
Yeah.
See, when you said smooth, this
Yeah.
is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I don't, because now we're worried about the lines lining up.
Right?
The other thing to think about your lights, Teresa, is the metal on yours currently is going around.
That's true.
Would you want us to be painting around or up and down, or can we just texturize
I
it?
think texture, as I
Right?
see it here, I think that's,
Yeah.
I really want it to have that shabby chic, old feel.
Old
to it.
look, yeah.
Yeah.
So remember, when you have a project, you're welcome to bring in, what you're working on or photos, and we can work with you. I mean, we have a whole team of experts with chalk paint that can help you get to the look that you're wanting.
Mm-hmm. What's inside here?
Oh, it's a bottom piece. Yeah. I love that this has some wording on here, so we can distress it back.
Yeah, once we sand that, you'll see those
Yeah.
raised areas. It'll be so pretty.
Teresa, have you painted metal before?
I'm trying to think. I know I painted glass very successfully.
Yes.
Chalk paint.
Mhm.
I probably have, because I've done hardware.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
did your bed the other day.
Yeah.
That's also
there's the brass
posted on
bed.
social media.
Uh-huh.
Teresa, you also painted a client's tile in their kitchen. Do you remember?
Yep, a backsplash.
A backsplash.
It
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
I use chalk paint anytime I want to refresh something
Yeah.
that someone is not actually able to redo. So
Yeah.
that tile floor is a perfect example.
Think of the money you saved.
Oh, we saved
Yeah.
thousands of
So
dollars.
much,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna keep stippling.
So if you have something metal or brass in your home that you're feeling that it's a little maybe outdated, this is definitely the answer for you.
Right.
Now, once the paint is dry, are you going to seal this?
You know what? You don't really have to.
Did you
We
seal
did-
these?
Yeah, Candace waxed
Yeah, they
those candle
feel-
holders yesterday. But the
Yep.
mailbox that I did a while ago, I never ended up sealing it.
No, I can feel the difference, eh? Yeah.
And I have a locker at home that I painted, a metal locker, and I've never sealed it. And I actually use them like to move the hand, like fingerprints
it
off
cures
the
over
door.
time,
It's
for sure.
fine.
It does cure over time,
Yeah.
but you would never want to put it out where it gets wet
No.
or spray Windex on it and think
don't
you're going
try
to clean
wash
it.
the next day or anything, right?
Yeah.
Marjorie Carter says, "Hola, favorite lady."
Oh,
Good. Hola. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Do you know, on that note, I'm a big believer too that you don't always have to wax. That you can, you can just put multiple layers, and it does.
And it does
It does
cure
cure.
eventually. So I did a test in my kitchen years ago. I painted my bar stools. I have 4. I painted them in Arles. You probably don't even know this, but I waxed 3 and left 1 because over time I wanted to see if I could tell which one was waxed and which one wasn't. And years ago, and I scrubbed them all the time. But the other day I was scrubbing, they've been a long time, and some of the yellow came off, and I went, this must be the one.
Yeah.
But it had been forever, right? And I thought, wow, that held up incredibly because we're sitting on it all the time and washing the jean. You know, your jeans make bum marks on it. Yeah. It was just a test. But if you wanted to do seats, I would suggest that you do wax them. So, yeah.
Yeah. But I remember coming to your house and you're like, which one's waxed? Which one's not? I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Because once it's cured, you buff it up with a paper bag or just over time it cures, right?
And I think sitting on it probably burnishes it a little bit so it feels
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what other metal things would you have in your home that you would paint? Your bed, you painted your brass bed.
Brass bed.
Lockers.
My fridge. The locker.
Oh, the fridge.
Yeah. We always talk about that.
Your filing cabinet.
Oh, yeah. Filing cabinet.
Did you as well?
I did, yes.
Oh,
Nice.
what color did you use?
I used, it was the green. It was
Antiques?
Am- yes, it was Amsterdam.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm going to post under the video the pictures of your, because you also put image transfers on them, right? And it was stunning.
Yeah,
So-
I did that too, the iron orchid. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You are such a fan. I love it.
Evelyn says good morning.
Good morning. I'm sure Evelyn's painted something metal before.
Oh, I'm sure she has.
Yeah. A mailbox is also a really good idea. And I love the idea of the lighting. Now, here's a question just to put it out there. Are you concerned at all if a customer came in about the heat of the light bulb? Or nowadays they don't really have heat, right? LED, there's nothing to be concerned about.
I did the chandelier in my art room, and I put the LED bulbs in there.
Yeah.
But I also didn't wax it because you're not touching it all the time,
No.
right? And it was
Right.
brass, and it absorbed all the paint, and I did a two-tone look, and I love it. And I would never be concerned without the wax, like, ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you painted that chandelier, did you take it down or did you paint it up?
Well, it wasn't put in yet, so I hung it on like a clothing
So it's
bar,
down.
and yeah.
Because I put up some lights over my island that are black.
Yeah.
And then I showed you the chandelier in the accompanying room, and it's kind of red-ish. And I thought maybe I would just paint it black. Do I need to take it down, or do I stand on a stool and just use the chalk paint with a little brush?
I would just leave it and
Leave it.
paint it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so if you were not going to wax, though, and you wanted a bit of a sheen, you could use the lacquer.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
So,
You could use either.
So now I'm thinking, though, if I'm painting it in the air, I'm not going to wax it. I would never wax it anyway.
Yeah.
But yours we're going to wax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you want
Yeah.
that little bit of a sheen to them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
okay. I'm
So
excited.
we're excited too. So if you're interested in painting metal, or you want to see how these chandeliers come together,
I want to see how it comes together.
well, actually, you're going to do it. We're going to teach you how. Yeah, that's right. We're going to do a couple different things. We're going to try a graphite and an Athenian black so we can see the difference. When you come back later this afternoon to do these, we will show you what we've done.
So you can use these as samples.
Yes, we'll use them as samples.
Yeah.
And then we will videotape and show the before and your inspiration photos so people can see the before and after. And then if you would, when they go up, maybe you could take a picture of them in their space.
I will for sure.
Yeah.
Because that would be the amazing
They're
thing.
going to look amazing because they have a black sink. So it's going to look great.
Oh,
with the
that'd
black
be so
sink.
good.
Yeah.
A black sink.
Can we just come
Wow.
here?
Yeah. They totally come to us.
Okay.
Well, we did think of that one time. Let's go into all our customers' homes and just see how they're creating a beautiful life, how they're decorating. And if we move a few things while we're there, all the better.
Well, you're doing it, so I'm sure
Okay.
it's beautiful. There's nothing to move.
It's true. There are a few things I want to talk about as Janine is painting, and that's a couple of the new workshops that are coming up. We have a new workshop coming just in time for Valentine's Day, and this is where you're going to learn how to use the chalk paint, of course, but more importantly, the decoupage paper, how to decoupage. So many people are asking how to decoupage and how to do some of the iron orchid molds. So this is just in time for Valentine's Day, and I do believe the dates will be posted later today just to confirm. So if you're interested, maybe call us and we'll just put you on the list, because I know we've already got a
2
list of people
waiting.
who already are interested.
Oh, there's only
Is there
4?
only 4? Oh, don't tell people that. 24. No, there's 4. There's 4. Yeah. But if that one's full, this is another class that's coming. And this is also how to use the chalk paint, a decoupage paper, and doing some stenciling. So this is also going to, the date will be out later today, so make sure you follow along for that. And that just kind of gives you a clock look.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Actually, one of our
Beautiful.
customers, Carmen,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know how she got this idea, but she made the same thing at home. So, and it looks amazing. So those are the 2 workshops that are coming up for decoupage paper. And what is this?
This is, we're going to spread the love. So when you come in here, you can win some Prosecco, some chocolates, and a $50 gift card to the store.
Ooh, ooh.
So all you have to do is write who you love on these little hearts, and we're going to put it in the window to spread love.
I'm doing this.
Yeah, right? I know. And then there's
Awesome.
another paper, you just put your name and phone number so we can draw and see who wins.
Love it. So we're spreading the love for Valentine's Day. Do you have any other questions before we start practicing for you
Well,
and
I have
getting
a
you?
question that, like, when somebody comes to the Passionate Home, I really don't know this.
Yeah.
Do you just help people, or do you
No.
charge
No,
when they come?
we run the other way.
So if they come in and say, "Hey, I really want to paint
Yeah.
this," you just help them?
Of course. Yeah. Just bring in your projects. You know, everyone here is trained, and we'll share our ideas. That's what we love to do, and step you through to how you get it so that you've got all the tools you need and the knowledge of how to create it at home.
I love that.
Or you can take a workshop.
Right.
You know why I love that? Because it's so incredibly generous to people that you guys do that.
Oh,
That's amazing.
thank
Yeah,
you.
it's really
And
good.
that's why I love her. So we are here every Friday live on Facebook at 9:30, and it will be posted also in our newsletter that comes out every Tuesday morning and on YouTube. So wherever you're watching it, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe so you can see it every Friday. And thank you so much for being here today,
you.
Teresa.
I love these two.
Yay!